Good day, good morning. It's a new day on the Hydr SMP, and who has filled my farming window full of axolotls? Well, it's a new episode on the Hydr SMP, and first of all, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the tube, to another Oogly Boogly video. As you can see already, I have been doing a bit of stuff off camera, as you can see on the roof over here, because we now have a fully functional iron farm already. So what happens is the golems despawn up here, go towards the middle where there is lava, held in place by the crimson fence gates. It will then die and then be collected by the hoppers, go along the dropper line and then get ejected out there, which goes into a water stream all the way down to our farming window and into our chest. As you can see, it's been working away while I've been doing my things around the base. And we also have another new addition to the farming thing. So yeah, last episode we fixed up our creeper farm that wasn't working because it didn't have a high enough drop to kill them. So now we have an automated system to actually, well, send that up to our storage system. So we have another smart dropper here, which will put it out and then into a water stream going all the way down here and then up there, which is a water elevator, and then into the same elevator, in fact, as all of the other farms connect to, just a lot lower down, as we have had to extend that. They also go to our farming window, of course, and then filter in to this chest. We've already got 2 gunpowder from the time recording here. So, well, what are we going to do today? Because I haven't actually done any base work yet. Well, even though it's just the start of the episode, I still haven't said that I'm going to do some base work. Well, actually, no, you can see the iron golem farm working behind me there. So the main focus of today's episode is in fact to gather some materials and partially maybe make or show you some stuff that I've got ready in our base. So yeah, you can see the iron farm working very nicely. That gets ejected out of that hopper. And then if we can hurry down to here, we can see the iron coming past and then filtering into our storage system. So yeah, base work. Well, you don't know what my main base is going to be for this season, but I can tell you it's gonna be something medieval, and you could tell it's heavily based around spruce wood, which you can see from the interior of the base that I built so far, and this nice walkway leading up to it. So I think we're just gonna gather some resources, and then maybe you'll find out a bit more about the base as I start to build it. So let's just start gathering some materials for the start of our new base. So the first thing that I wanted to collect quite a lot of is in fact some stone that we have down here, and there is a creeper trying to wait to blow me up. But yeah, something that I've been thinking about, why don't iron golems attack creepers? Because they're like hostile mobs. They attack the player. I think they attack villagers as well, but so why do all iron golems not go for them? Well, I guess it's something, possibly a bug that they forgot to like add to the game. I don't know. Maybe they don't attack villagers. I'm not entirely sure. And yes, I've just been into the nether, so I've got some spectral arrows which we can just use. Kinda looks cool, but anyway, so what we're here to do is gather up large quantities of stone, and with my silk touch pickaxe we can just do just that. Off camera I've been upgrading some of my tools to more higher stuff, so efficiency 5 pickaxes now, including that one as well. And yeah, we've also got efficiency, actually no, I was going to upgrade that efficiency 5, but we've also got silk touch on our shovels as well, and power 5 on our bow. So I'm just going to start gathering up a whole heap of stone from this area, and then I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, well I think this should be enough. We've got pretty much half a shulker box and more of just stone, and it'll be pretty good. I think enough that we'll need for quite a while. And as the sun sets, we can now place down the shulker box of stone along with our 2 empty others, which I'm going to fill with some other stuff that we need for the base, but we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so I think the next things that we'll want to put in these shulker boxes, and potentially the last bit of that, is some wood and spruce. And spruce we got quite a decent amount of in our chests and dotted around. But there's another type of wood that I would quite like to have in our base, and that is some dark oak. And we don't have we have pretty much none of that, except for the ones that are used in these trapdoors. So I think that's what I'm gonna go and do now, because there's a dark forest just over here that we can gather quite a large amount of logs for some of that. So I'll do some of that and then I'll be back. Well, seeing as logs can divide into 4 planks, I think this is about as much as we're probably going to need for now, but we can always come back to this forest later, because there is really not, it's really not that far away. It's literally within render distance of our actual base. So I think we're going to need to gather a few more bits and bobs before we can actually start this base. Actually, no, I think we might have pretty much about the raw materials that we need to actually start this base. So I think that I'll get into designing a bit of the part of it, and then you can finally see what this is all about. I'll start off with crafting the different bits, and then we'll see where we are, and then I'll probably do a little ×3 speed of me building the actual wall. So see you then. Okay, so yeah, if you see up in the top left here, there should be a picture of the wall that I plan on creating. I've designed that in a creative test world, so I just hope that I can replicate a small amount of that on this villager wall over here to sort of be a test, just to see if it really fits with the style of the build that I have so far, and whether it's even worth it, whether the work is even, I don't know, whether it looks good enough for all the effort that I will need to put into it. So I think, so we've crafted our stone bricks up. We've got lots of logs that I don't actually need those, but what I do need is those, and then we can get some sticks. Except we can't get some sticks because I've run out of sticks, so we probably will need these logs to craft and then create some sticks. So I'll get to work on this build, and then I'll come back to you when I've done that. Hopefully the image should be gone by then, and then you can just see it on that wall behind me. Well, it appears we have run into a bit of a problem, as it's not tall enough. The wall's not tall enough to fit my entire design on there, not even half of it in fact. So I think what I'll do is wiggle and jiggle our iron farm about a bit, so I can actually make that spruce planks as well. So yeah, I'll just try and fix that iron farm up, so hopefully no golems will spawn, and we can still have, well, no golems will spawn on the wall, so we can still have an iron farm and have the full extent of the wall. Okay, I've managed to keep it so that the iron farm still works fine. There's no obstruction there. It still pushes the golems towards the middle, and we can now continue our wall. And if I just build this up to the 14 block height that we need to execute this full wall design, we can see where we are from then. Okay, the wall is now at its full height, so now we can continue the design and complete this little section. And there we go, that should pretty much complete this side. Well, not all the way up to the top, I haven't done the crenellations yet. Pretty much this side of the wall. So if I just destroy the little scaffolding pillar I've made here, and then get rid of any odd blocks that I've used to traverse my way around the wall. Let's see, it's not there. Can't reach it. Okay. So, here we go. This is the design of the wall in Survival Minecraft. It took me quite a while, you could say that. You could also say it took me no time at all, which would be what we call lying. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say the truth because it did take me quite a while to build this, and I'm considering whether it's worth it and maybe whether I'll even finish this base in time for the end of the season, because we are like, I don't know, nearly 40 days into the season. Perhaps Hydra's forgot to change that for some of them, but I assume we're a bit further in than that because he hasn't been on a bit recently. Don't know for what forever that reason is. So anyway, this is the wall. Well, there's not much to say about it. It's a wall. It's got lots of detail, possibly too much. It's got pretty much one type of wall, stair, trapdoor, slab on pretty much every block, and I combined the stone brick with the spruce and dark oak. So spruce is the main background, and for the logs, dark oak is for the main features like the stairs, slabs, and trapdoors, as well as the fences. I did say that we needed spruce slabs originally, but it turned out, and I just realised that we didn't need any, so I've just replaced all those with dark oak slabs, like they're meant to be. So yes, this is just how the wall has turned out, and it looks rather nice. So I think what I can do now is actually finish up the top of the wall, because that's not done, as you may have seen on the picture before. There is a little bit of crenellations actions going on up there, so I'm just checking that I've got all the blocks for these crenellations here, and we've got lots of stone bricks. So I'll just fashion myself a crafting table, just because I don't fancy getting down once I'm up there. And yeah, so I can just go from my creeper farm, as you can hear it working. I can nicely elytra down onto here. So I'm gonna finish these crenellations, and I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, so now you can see me on top of our newly made crenellations on the top of our mighty wall that has just been finished. Actually, no, I guess it is a wall, but not in the wall as the usual aspect. My crafting table has gone, because this is the wall of the actual base rather than sort of an outside walls in outer fortifications kind of thing. This is the inner keep. This is the main structure of our medieval fort, which is what it's going to be. Yes, this is a medieval fort that we are building as our base on the Hydr SMP Season 1. And yeah, I hope that you like this kind of build style. Well, anyway, if you do think of anything or like to critique this build, or just say it was good, do leave your opinions in the comments. I'll be trying to reply to pretty much all of them. And yes, so this is our newly made wall. We have nice crenellations back here. I haven't actually added a way up yet because we haven't got the main structure sorted out yet, but it is quite high up there. We're at the second level of our creeper farm, which is pretty high up. So I was just thinking that, should we have a second floor to our base? Because as you can see, the main storage system only goes up to that 6 blocks, which is half the way up the wall, kind of. 6 blocks halfway up the wall, and you can see there's quite a lot of space in that extra bit. So I think possibly we could have an enchanting room and a brewing room, possibly upstairs in our fort, because it's kind of cool. So I think we'll have that space just leave empty, because that's our iron farm. We sort of want to keep that to how it was, so I might just wall off that bit there. In fact, I might do that now while I'm talking to you, the audience. We can also put some light up here so the iron golem still spawn, which is, the lava will probably do that enough as well, so we can just do this. So our next plans for the base, well, I think the design of the wall says quite a lot about what I'm planning to do for the rest of this base, and yeah, for the rest as well, because this base is not the only part of the overall structure that we are building on this hill, because there is more stuff that we're gonna try and do. I'm planning on building an outer wall as well as the main fort, perhaps around the base of the hill to sort of signify where the terraformed land starts, and just to sort of strengthen the really medieval atmosphere and aspect of this build. I think we'll also modify that entrance up to maybe make it a bit more fancy, as we'll be coming in through it a lot, and maybe add some more interior and stone bricks to the storage system, because I wasn't originally planning on doing it that much when I was first building these interior storage system and entranceway. So I'll probably do a lot of that off camera, incorporating stone bricks into a lot of our interior design here. Possibly make some floor patterns, and then just finding a proper place for that cocoa farm, because at the moment it's a bit just in the middle of my main hall, a bit in the way, so I think I'll do some stuff with that. But I think now we can complete the rest of the floor for this, and then also put a wall around this outside, because this is probably going to be the edge of the fort, because it's when I'm not planning to have anything else further than that into the wilderness distance, whatever you want to call it. I'm just completing this bit here just to make sure, does any of it mess up? Have we still got a bit of stagnant water here? But I guess that's pretty much fine, as the iron golem hitbox is larger than one block, because you see if I stand in this block of water, I won't get pushed towards the middle, which is a bit of a flaw for iron golem farm. But it would be a flaw if it were for any other mob. But iron golems span a total of they've at least 4 blocks in that area, so they'll still get pushed. It's like being on the edge of these 4 blocks. You'll still get pushed towards the middle. So I think adding a wall here, like we did on the other side, is fine. And now we can remove that layer of trapdoors there as well. So I think I'll just wall off, and then possibly even finish the wall for this side of the hill as well. But I think we'll have to leave that to next episode, because yes, I'm afraid that is all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm aiming, for those of you who are just wondering, I'm trying to aim to make these episodes just a bit shorter, just a bit more bite-sized kind of thing, because people, I've learned, don't tend to want to, I don't know, stuff like that, because long episodes are a bit of a mouthful to have at one time, and it's likely that people won't watch the entire thing. So I'm gonna try and upload them a bit more recently to make up for the lack of length there as well. I hope that will be a popular change. If it's not, of course, always remember to let me know in the description. But that's all for now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Hydr SMP, and that's all for this episode, and see ya!